I think he's in the better mindset, and he's on a upward hill.
Is there any way that Ryan can win the fight?
No.
The final time boxing professionals have given their predictions ahead of the matchup between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. It's surely not what you want to miss. Let's hear them out. E&D against Ryan. Sure, Ryan's going to win. Yeah, knockout. Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney are set to lock horns inside the squared circle in what is being billed as the biggest fight of the year. There is a lot of anticipation surrounding this fight, and fans are eagerly waiting to see the two in action.
Against Ryan Garcia. Ryan's gonna win, yeah? Knockout.
I hope so.
Garcia holds an impressive professional record of 24-1, his only loss king at the hands of Vin Davis last year. Conversely, Haney is 31-0 in his professional career so far. For those unaware, Haney and Garcia have crossed paths multiple times during their amateur run. Interestingly, they are drawn in their amateur fights, with both of them winning 3 fights each. The matchup, billed as a game of 7, is the 7th and maybe the final clash between the two fighters, who are set to rewrite their personal narratives with their fists and gloves. Many consider Ryan Garcia unworthy of a title shot. However, he will challenge Devin Haney for the latter's WBC Super Lightweight Championship at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. Ahead of the fight, Haney has emerged as the favorite among fans. And while Garcia has a chance of beating Haney, the chances of it look pretty slim, and we're siding with Haney to get the job done. Now, the bout between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney is right here before us all, and this time not just the fans, but boxing professionals have revealed their final predictions ahead of the bout. Many of these professionals have had experiences in the boxing ring, and their predictions surely come from a knowledgeable and analytic perspective. The chairman of Matchroom Sport and Professional Darts Corporation, Eddie Hearn, who previously had Devin Haney signed under him, revealed his take. Eddie Hearn was confident that Devin Haney will be victorious when he takes on Ryan Garcia on April 20th, live on Daz. Hearn, who has promoted multiple Haney fights, is fully aware just how big the fight is, as Garcia will look to become world champion for the first time. Though the popular Californian lost his unbeaten record to Vin Davis last year, he can breathe life into his career if he can become the first man to beat Haney after becoming undisputed champion at 135 libs. Haney sent a message to his super lightweight rivals last December when he defeated Regis Prograis, now seen as one of the best in the division. Haney can enhance that claim when he faces the Californian. A fantastic fight, a perfect fight for Devin, and a perfect fight for Days, and a great fight for Ryan Garcia. Fair play to both guys, said Hearn when revealing his pick. Devin Haney, in my opinion, is a pound-for-pound great. I think he's the future face of boxing. There are two tremendous young fighters putting it on the line on April 20th. I'm looking forward to a massive night. I think Devin wins by late stoppage or points. Devin wins the fight, but Ryan's dangerous. Actually, as a style matchup, Ryan's actually got a pretty good style to take on Devin, said Hearn. He's reacted, he can punch, technically sound, but Devin is so good in so many areas, and I think up at 140 now, he's a different fighter. Evidently, Bernard Hopkins was on Ryan Garcia's side, as he spent most of the time giving advice and motivations to Ryan Garcia, hoping he would conquer the world champion on the 20th. He's got to be himself and understand that this fight means more than the fight that he fought with Tank Davis. Approve and believe, and also understand that you only get too many cracks. You don't get too many cracks or bites at the apple. Hopkins said, so this particular bite makes it count. Make it count, you know what I mean? So you got to take care of your business. You got to look at the mistakes, look at the missteps, and correct them way before the night of the fight, obviously. He then added, and that's the key. Ryan has to be confident that things in the past are in the past. He has to be himself and do what motivates him. He must use that, whether people disagree or agree. He must use that to make himself mentally and physically comfortable. And then that's what I say going forward to the match. What makes him who he is? He has to be what he is, and that's key. Passes in it. B. He has to be himself. What motivates him and this is boxing. But it's boxing on a higher level than just throwing punches. It's also mental, he concluded. Bernard Hopkins Jr., born January 15, 1965, is an American former professional boxer who competed from 1988 to 2016. He is one of the most successful boxers of the past 3 decades, having held multiple world championships in 2 weight classes, including the undisputed middleweight title from 2001 to 2005 and the lineal light heavyweight title from 2011 to 2012. Owing to his last relationship with Ryan Garcia, it's expected that Canelo Alvarez inclines towards a boxer who once trained in his gym. But more than supporting Ryan Garcia, Canelo Alvarez raised concerns regarding his health and hoped he gets help from those around him ahead of the biggest fight of his career. "I think how my mind is going says help Ryan, because he's a good kid, he's a good person, you know, I need to help him and the people around him need to help him," Canelo Alvarez expressed. "So I feel a little sad for him because you know he needs to have good people around him to say, hey Ryan, let's go, take it easy, slow down. And then we see, so I feel a little sad for him because you know he need to have a good person, good people around him to hey Ryan, let's go, let's take it easy, slow down." And then he culminated his prediction in making his final pick, however with a condition that Ryan Garcia is perfectly fine. Ryan, yes, if he's 100% yes, Canelo Alvarez said. Ryan, be in your opinion, Canelo, if he's okay like mentally, he percent yes. Canelo Alvarez is a Mexican professional boxer. He has held multiple world championships in 4 weight classes from light middleweight to light heavyweight, including unified titles in 3 of those weight classes and lineal titles in 2. Alvarez is the first and only boxer in history to become undisputed champion at super middleweight, having held the World Boxing Association, World Boxing Council, and Ring Magazine title since 2020 and the International Boxing Federation and World Boxing Organization titles since 2021. And in recent times, Canelo Alvarez has been preparing for his matchup against Jamie Munguia on the 4th of May. However, he's been kept busier by David Benavidez, who has been clamoring for a bout against the world champion for years. More recently, there's been claims about the involvement of a rehydration clause in their bout. Notwithstanding, Canelo isn't having that, as he said the fight becomes a lose-lose situation, as a loss for Benavidez could be blamed on that one of the greatest professional boxers of all time, Manny Pacquiao, gave a straight response when asked to make his pick ahead of the bout. He was asked Ryan or Devin Haney, and he wasn't hesitant to respond Ryan. He was also queried if he saw Ryan Garcia winning the bout by knockout, and quickly he responded, I hope so. Despite venturing into politics and becoming a senator of the Philippines from 2016 to 2022, Pacquiao's boxing records and legacy remain fully secure, as Pacquiao remains the only 8-division world champion in the history of boxing and has won 12 major world titles. He was the first boxer to win the lineal championship in 5 different weight classes, the first boxer to win major world titles in 4 of the 8 glamour divisions, flyweight, featherweight, lightweight, and welterweight, and is the only boxer to hold world championships across 4 decades, 1990s, 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s. In July 2019, Pacquiao became the oldest welterweight world champion in history at the age of 40 and the first boxer in history to become a recognized 4-time welterweight champion after defeating Keith Thurman to win the WBA welterweight title against Ryan. Ryan's going to win, yeah, knockout, while the opponent he defeated, Keith Thurman, also gave his prediction ahead of the bout. Thurman spoke similarly to Canelo Alvarez, who expressed concerns regarding Garcia's well-being and really hoped that things got better with him, in showing how much he favored a Garcia win. He said, at the end of the day, though Ryan's an exciting fighter, I think he's more athletic and has better boxing skills than Haney's last opponent. But Haney obviously is a technician. He's really fundamentally sound, he trains hard, he's very dedicated to the sport, he's just a solid kid all around. But he's got to center himself. I think those who support him, those who love him, should send out positive vibrations, should pray for him, and I just hope that he gets the help that he needs. Sound, he trains hard, he's very dedicated to the sport. He's just a solid kid all around. Where you know Ryan right now, God bless him, but he's got to center himself. If this is just a small hiccup, then get it together, kid, and get ready to put up a world-class performance for the fans. You have a tremendous fan base, you are a bright light in the world of boxing. He then added, asterisk, a lot of people got your back, a lot of people support you, a lot of people love you. That's not going to go away with a few antics. It's more than just pop culture. I just hope that the kid just gets the right advice that he needs and makes the right decisions that he needs. and if he can pull himself together and put a great camp together and have a great fight, then God bless him. I wish him the best of luck. Alongside Manny Pacquiao, Tim too gave one of the briefest responses when asked about his pick ahead of the fight between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. He responded, "I think Haney, he's in the better mindset and he's on an upward hill," and when asked if there was any way he felt a win could come up for Garcia, his reply was bluntly negative. No, sadly, Tim Tissue is coming off a match where he suffered his first defeat in 25 fights as he surrendered his WBO super welterweight belt and the vacant WBC strap last month, missing his chance to take his place among the sports elite. Tissue lost the fight in a split decision, with the judges scoring the fight 116-112, 115, 113, 112, 116 in favor of Fundora. The unlucky Australian's fight derailed at the end of the second round when he walked into the elbow of 197 cm Fonder, opening up a huge gash on his head. But he was gracious in defeat. "Look, I told you, I'm an old throwback fighter. Whatever the circumstances, I couldn't see. But all credit belongs to the man who won tonight. As you said, these things happen. The momentum was rolling. I was swinging hard in the first rounds, and then boom, you're blinded completely. But look, this is boxing. This is part of the sport, and it happens. Congratulations to Fundora. He's the new king at 154 pounds. Mindset. And he's on an upward hill. Is there any way that Ryan can win the fight?" In addition, Roy Jones Jr. also gave his prediction ahead of the bout. While it can't be really said that he explicitly picked one of the two fighters, he gave an unbiased analysis that showed Devin Haney as the favorite ahead of the bout. He analytically compared this bout with Ryan Garcia's only loss against Havana Tank Davis, and he claimed this would be somewhat closer than that since Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney are familiar with each other, as this wasn't the case with Tank Davis. However, he also had some words of advice for Ryan Garcia to give him a chance against the world champion. He started well. The good thing about it is that they fought 6 times in amateurs. They both are well for me with one another, right? That means that you probably won't get an early round stoppage. You probably won't get too much early round action. You get action, but it shouldn't be nothing that we don't expect. The longer the fight goes, the more we're going to figure out who has grown as a professional and who has not grown as a professional and who is not. You saying, because professional boxing is different from amateur boxing, and you start to find it out is when the rounds start get longer. You find out who developed and who has not developed as a professional, and that's what this fight is going to show. He then added, say, because professional boxing is different from amateur boxing, and when you start to find it out is when the rounds start get longer. You find out who developed and who has not developed as a professional, and that's what this fight is going to show. When asked if Ryan had the skill set to defeat Haney, he said, "Well, I ain't going to say he had the skill set. What I'm going to say is that he knows him well enough, and if he competed with him as an amateur, I'm sure he's going to be able to get close to competing with him as a pro. It's just a matter of who can hold on the longest, and like I said, the storyline will be who is better developed as a professional. That's what the storyline is going to be as a fighter yourself. If your opponent was being so unpredictable and enigmatic leading up to a fight, what do you make of that? I still go back and look at the last time he lost, and that's exactly what I do to him. I don't care how he acts or how you look at what I'm trying to do to him. But with Ryan is smart because he's bringing a different mindset to the game, and he's making them think beyond what they're thinking. Wait a minute, what's going on with him? It gets their mind hopefully off of that last loss so that he can put some more credit back on his side. So I think he's going about it very smartly, and I think Haney is going about it smartly too. So we'll see whose game worked. When asked about what he thinks Ryan Garcia needs to do with his trainer Derek James to improve in this fight in order to give himself a legitimate chances, Jones responded, "Well, what I think he needs to do is he's got to use more weapons. You can't just depend on the left hook, because everybody knows about your left hook. So if it's just your left hook, that would not work, because like Tank said, all you got is left hook. You're not going to beat me." And he didn't. He concluded. So once again, if Devin understands, but like I said, he and Devin know each other better than he and Tank. Did you never can tell? But I think he should develop more tools. His right hand, his jab, his body shots. I think he should develop a few more weapons so that people ain't just looking for the left hook. They don't know where it's coming from at the end. Roy is an American professional boxer who holds dual American and Russian citizenship. He has held multiple world championships in 4 weight classes, including titles at middleweight, super middleweight, light heavyweight, and heavyweight, and is the only boxer in history to start his professional career at light middleweight and go on to win a heavyweight title. As an amateur boxer, he represented the United States at the 1988 Summer Olympics, winning a light middleweight silver medal after one of the most controversial decisions in boxing history. Coming off the biggest win of his 28-match career, Isaac Cruz gave his great response when asked Ryan or Devin. Though he was asked the question in English, he heard the names and could get the question immediately. He responded Han. However, when stating the reason for his pick, the Mexican responded in the most common language in Mexico, Spanish. I think Ryan is going to lose to Dean. Dean is going to win because Dean's style and the way that he fights, he just more opt for this kind of fight for to come out. He was then helped by an interpreter who interpreted his statement. I think Ryan is going to lose to Devin. Devin is going to win because Devin's style and the way that he fights us is just more apt for this kind of fight for him to come out on top, Cruz said. Isaac Pitbull Cruz is a Mexican professional boxer who recently clinched the World Boxing Association super lightweight title in March 2024 in an impressive victory against Rolando Romero in a spectacular showdown at Las Vegas's famed arena. Isaac Pitbull Cruz showcased his prowess as he dominated Romero to secure an 8th-round TKO victory and seize the WBA super lightweight title. Cruz, with a record of February 1st 26 and 18 knockouts to his name, proved his mettle from the outset, leaving Romero struggling to mount any significant challenge throughout the match. And as of November 2021, Cruz is ranked as the world's 6th best active lightweight by the Transnational Boxing Rankings Board, 8th by BoxRec, and 10th by the Ring magazine. Moving on, Clarissa Shield wasn't hesitant to analyze both boxers and make her pick when she was interviewed. Surely her opinions are as believable as they can be, as she is one of only 3 boxers in history, female or male, to hold all 4 major world titles in boxing: World Boxing Association, World Boxing Council, International Boxing Federation, and World Boxing Organization in 2 weight classes. Shields picks Haney as the more realistic winner owing to his experience, composure, and style. It just seems like that to me. Devin Haney has had harder fights, he has had more challenging fights, and he's grown more. I don't know if I can say that about Ryan. I see that as a very close competitive fight early. And I say that because of Ryan's attributes, like he got heart right, he's fast, he's flashy. She said game was a whole different point system, and we talking about little boys that fought, compared to grown men. Still on Ryan, she continued, he's got some punching power too. I just feel like once Devin figures him out, then the fight will become a little one-sided toward the middle rounds and toward the end rounds. But I'm not saying I think Ryan just goes out there and just lays down and gets washed. I think that the beef is real between those guys, and Ryan really has a lot to prove, but I just haven't seen Ryan make those improvements that I would like to see him make, or just add more to his arsenal and just fix some mistakes. Like I can name like one of his mistakes, like sometime when he jab, he squeezes his eyes like this, and it's like that. And it's like that split second. If you squeeze your eye in that split second, you could get dropped, or sometimes his chin is in the air. That's how he got knocked out by Dant. He was throwing his punches and landing his shots, but when you pull out and your chin is in the air, down you go. So I just haven't seen him fix those things yet. And if he works on some things, maybe he can make him more competitive. But I feel like Devin has definitely been challenged, and over time, he's just had more experience as a pro than Ryan has. Clarissa Shields is an American professional boxer and professional mixed martial artist. She has held multiple world championships in 3 weight classes, including the undisputed female light middleweight title since March 2021, the undisputed female middleweight title from 2019 to 2020, and the unified WBC and IF female super middleweight titles from 2017 to 2018. Shields currently holds the record for becoming a 2 and 3 division world champion in the fewest professional fights. As of October 2022, she is ranked the world's best active female middleweight by BoxRec, as well as the best active female boxer pound for pound by ESPN and The Ring. Now you've heard the pros predict. What are your own predictions? Let us know in the comments section, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel.